In this video, we'll be taking a look at one NFL game happening on November 7, 2024, and providing you with a free team pick and total pick for this game, so 2 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on this one NFL game after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Cincinnati Bengals versus Baltimore Ravens. The Cincinnati Bengals are set to travel to face the Baltimore Ravens this week for an exciting Thursday night football showdown. This divisional clash between American Football Conference North rivals promises high stakes as both teams aim to improve their standings in a competitive season. The Bengals, with a 4-5 straight-up record, are third in the division. Against the spread, they are 5-4, and their games have leaned towards the over, with a 6-3 record in that category. The Bengals recently overpowered the Las Vegas Raiders with a 41-24 victory, showing off their offensive firepower. Meanwhile, the Baltimore Ravens, with a stronger 6-3 straight-up record, currently sit second in the American Football Conference North. They have a 5-3-1 record against the spread and an impressive 8-1 over-under record, reflecting their high-scoring games. On Sunday, Baltimore secured a dominant win over the Denver Broncos, 41-10, showcasing their offensive and defensive strength. The last time Baltimore faced Cincinnati, on October 6th, they managed a thrilling 41-38 overtime victory. In that game, both quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow, lit up the field, combining for 716 passing yards and 9 touchdowns. However, Baltimore was notably more effective in the running game, averaging 5.1 yards per carry compared to Cincinnati's 3.1 yards per carry. Baltimore has won and covered the spread in 3 consecutive games against the Bengals. The Ravens' season has been marked by inconsistency, but they still sit at 6-3 and have shown flashes of dominance, such as in their recent blowout of Denver. Baltimore's offense scored 41 points in that game, and Lamar Jackson had an outstanding performance, completing 16 of 19 passes for 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. The Ravens also benefited from a strong running game, with Derrick Henry posting 106 yards on 23 carries with 2 touchdowns. Zay Flowers was a major contributor in the air, catching 5 passes for 127 yards and 2 touchdowns. This season, the Ravens have averaged an impressive 31 points per game while allowing 24 points per game on defense. Despite the offense's top ranking in the league, the defense remains inconsistent, currently ranked 23rd. The Bengals, now sitting at 4-5, need to sustain their momentum to stay competitive in the playoff race. Their recent victory over the Las Vegas Raiders, where they won 41-24, displayed the team's potential. Joe Burrow was in excellent form, completing 27 of 39 passes for 251 yards, 5 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. Running back Chase Brown also had a standout game with 120 yards on 27 carries, although he did suffer a rib injury, leaving his status for the upcoming game uncertain. Additionally, T. Higgins is dealing with a quad injury and remains questionable for Thursday. The Bengals are averaging 26 points per game while giving up 25 points on defense, ranking 7th in offensive efficiency but only 25th on the defensive side. Baltimore opened as a 6-point favorite for this Thursday night matchup, though there's been some slight movement suggesting Cincinnati may be gaining some favor. While it's hard to argue against Baltimore's strong play this season, bettors are recognizing the Bengals' resilience with Joe Burrow at quarterback. Historically, Burrow has been a proven winner late in the season. The Bengals are 12-4 straight up from Week 10 onward over the past 3 seasons, with Burrow leading. Although this year's defense and ground attack aren't as formidable as in years past, Burrow's winning mentality and impressive resume, including a national championship at LSU and a Super Bowl appearance in his first full NFL season, make the Bengals a tough opponent. Burrow has already thrown 20 touchdowns with just 4 interceptions, totaling 2,224 passing yards this season. On the the other side, Lamar Jackson has been equally impressive, throwing for 20 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions with 2,379 passing yards and an additional 505 rushing yards. Baltimore's rushing attack is one of the best in the league, ranking first in yards per rush and rushing yards per game. However, betting on Baltimore comes with risks. This is their 4th game in just 17 days, and the intensity of divisional matchups often leads to close contests. Earlier this season, these two teams went down to the wire in a 41-38 overtime thriller, and with Cincinnati desperate for a win, this game could be just as competitive. In their previous matchup, the Cincinnati Bengals let a 10-point lead slip away in the 4th quarter, ultimately allowing the Baltimore Ravens to seize control late in the game. However, Bengals wide receiver jammer Chase showcased his exceptional skills, putting on a stellar performance with 10 receptions for 193 yards and scoring 2 touchdowns. Baltimore's defense didn't implement any major changes to slow him down significantly, and Chase remains poised to exploit any coverage lapses. Even if fellow receiver T. Higgins is unable to play, Chase has proven he can get open and make big plays against this Ravens defense. Since that initial game, the Bengals have also incorporated Chase Brown more into their offensive scheme. Brown has begun to make a noticeable impact, which could be significant given Baltimore's defensive stats against the run. While the Ravens are ranked first against rushing attacks, part of this is due to opponents often abandoning the run when trailing in the 4th quarter, choosing instead to focus on passing. Adding to the Bengals' advantage, Baltimore's massive nose tackle, Michael Pierce, will be sidelined due to an injury. This absence could open up the interior for Cincinnati's run game, as they are expected to find more room to operate through the middle without Pierce clogging the lanes. Unlike Denver, who recently struggled to match up offensively against Lamar Jackson and Baltimore's offense, Cincinnati has the necessary firepower to keep up. Joe Burrow demonstrated this in their first encounter, completing 30 of his 39 passes, showcasing both efficiency and accuracy. On the other side, the Ravens will need to rely on their ground game, especially considering the challenges their offensive line faces in pass protection. Baltimore's line may struggle to hold off Bengals defensive end Trey Hendrickson, who has been a disruptive force, pressuring Jackson and potentially limiting Baltimore's passing game. Given Burrow's ability to dissect defenses, the Cincinnati Bengals to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Here, we have the top-ranked rushing offense facing off against one of the most explosive and effective passing attacks in the league. Even if the defense focuses on doubling up coverage on Chase, quarterback Joe Burrow has several reliable options. He can utilize Gesicki in the middle and Brown coming out of the backfield, posing a tough challenge for a defense that routinely makes 2 to 3 coverage errors per game. This kind of matchup promises plenty of opportunities for big plays and scoring drives. It's also important to note that Cincinnati won't be at their peak performance coming into this game, having just played on Sunday and now facing a quick turnaround on a short week. Fatigue and reduced recovery time could be a factor, potentially impacting their defensive effectiveness. Meanwhile, the Ravens should be able to take advantage of this, especially against a Cincinnati defense that has shown inconsistency throughout the season. Although they managed to contain struggling teams like the Browns and Giants after a Ravens matchup, they recently allowed 37 points to the Eagles in a high-scoring game just 2 weeks ago. This lack of defensive consistency raises questions about how well they'll hold up against Baltimore's very defense. Baltimore's defensive issues have also been a significant storyline this season, particularly after their recent game against Cleveland. In that matchup, the Ravens struggled to contain the Browns, resulting in a 29-24 loss, where the Browns achieved their first 20-plus point game of the season. This suggests that Baltimore's defense, while capable at times, has vulnerabilities that opponents can exploit, especially against competent offenses. Their last meeting only a month ago was a high-scoring affair, with both teams combining for 79 points and nearly 1,000 total yards. We expect another offensive showcase on Thursday Night Football. In that previous game, both defenses struggled, allowing an eye-popping 6.8 yards per play. The teams were remarkably efficient on third downs, converting a combined 62%, and they scored a touchdown on 8 of 9 red zone opportunities. Even if these defenses improve, they may still struggle to contain the high-powered offenses they'll face. Both quarterbacks have been consistent and explosive, regardless of the opponent. opponent. Baltimore has surpassed 30 points in 5 of their last 6 games, while Cincinnati has done so in 4 of their last 7. Over the last 5 games, Jackson has averaged 304 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, while Burrow has averaged 253 yards and 2.6 touchdowns per game. Although the total has risen from 49 to 53, both teams' offensive firepower suggests this will be a high-scoring game with plenty of big plays. With the strength of both offenses and their comfort against each other, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.